plan is today to go down to Stony Brook State Park in Dansville, New York, and we're going to be photographing some waterfalls. The reason I chose this location is that this morning the forecast was heavy rain, and I thought that all the leaves and the rocks around the waterfalls being wet would be a good thing to go shoot when it was raining out like this. Originally, I planned to go to Letchworth State Park and photograph the sunrise, maybe some fog in the gorge, but that just probably wouldn't work out well this morning, so I've changed the plan and we're headed to Stony Brook. It just stopped raining. It was pouring buckets up until about 20 minutes ago. And then as it got light out, the rain stopped, and now we've just got a light sprinkle going. But the ground is still wet, which is exactly what I'm looking for. I was really hoping the rain would let up so that I didn't have to photograph in the pouring rain this morning, and it appears that I've gotten lucky. Great cloudy, overcast skies, no risk of the sun coming out, and so I think we're going to have some great waterfall images this morning. We'll be there in about 10 minutes, and we'll update you when we get there. Alright guys, so I just arrived at Stony Brook State Park, and the conditions look prime. Just to show you, the leaves are all over the ground. There's still plenty of color on the trees. I think we might get some really good photos this morning. Let me show you what I'm talking about. Look at this color. Leaves all on the ground, still lots of color on the trees. Alright, so I've gotten to the first real waterfall. I just want to show you how beautiful this park is. The leaves are a little less colorful than I hoped for, but we'll find something to make it work. So I found what I believe to be a pretty nice composition. Not the best photo I've ever taken, but I like it. And we're looking at that same waterfall I just showed you. I was gonna walk by and move on to the next spot, but I decided I would stop here and see what I could do with this one. You never know what the weather might bring, so I wanted to get a photo while it's cooperating. So let me show you what I've got here. And if you look at the back of my camera, you can make out the composition. I've got both waterfalls with a bridge, and I've decided to use the left edge of the cliff over here as a leading line into the scene. I'm shooting this on my Fuji X-T3 with the 10-24 f4 lens. Settings are f11, ISO 160, and a 1-second shutter speed. I do have a circular polarizer on to cut some of the reflections and the glare off the leaves. So let's go ahead and take this photo and see how it looks. Guys, so admittedly I have no idea whether or not you can hear me standing in between two waterfalls here. As you can see, I'm actually right below the bridge that I just photographed in that last shot, because as soon as I crossed the bridge I saw this other scene here, and I'll show you what I'm working with. So right down there is where we were before. We were down there photographing this waterfall. Now this is a bridge I came over, and if you look here, I'm set up shooting this waterfall. I've got the water coming through at a diagonal in the photo. This beautiful texture over on this wall here, I don't know if that's some kind of fungus growing or an iron deposit or what, but it's all just bright red and gorgeous. And then I have this here acting as a leading line into the waterfall. And I got my final settings worked out for this shot. We ended up at f16. 2.5 seconds, ISO 160, and I am again shooting with the circular polarizer to cut the glare off the water. So let's go ahead and take that photo, and we'll see how it looks. been here at Stony Brook State Park for about 45 minutes now. I've already got 2 photos that I'm pretty happy with. I'm approaching the first large waterfall of the park, and we're gonna see if I can find a composition here. Kind of like the little more intimate scenes better here, but we'll give this a shot and see what I can do. This is what I'm talking about. This big, beautiful waterfall here. It's probably about, I don't know, 50 feet tall. It's just going to be a bit of a struggle to find some foreground interest on this, but I'll do my best. On second thought, I am not feeling very inspired by this waterfall. Like I said, I kind of tend to drift towards the smaller, more intimate scenes at this park and parks like this. The big ones are kind of overhyped and overdone and don't have a lot of visual interest in the foreground. I mean, this has some good green moss growing up the side, and these stairs are kind of cool, but there's not a whole lot down there that I can use as interest for the foreground. I might try something up on these stairs here and see what I can get. Let's take a look. Sometimes it helps to just get the camera out and look through the lens before you ever even set the tripod up or take a photo. So I found this composition, but let me show you a trick. It really helps if when you start taking photos of a beautiful scene, you take your camera bag out of the photo. Just thought you guys might want to know that. The scene I'm shooting is essentially this. I have to crawl under my tripod to get back there to push the shutter release and see what I'm doing, so let's do it. All right, now that I've crawled up under my tripod, let's show you what we're working with. I've decided to forego the cable release and just use a 2-second timer here. I didn't plan on being set up very long, but I kind of ended up liking the shot, so I'm playing with it a good bit. And so let's go ahead and take a shot. We are at f/14, ISO 160, and a shutter speed of 1.3 seconds. Guys, every corner that you come around in this park, you are just greeted with another gorgeous view. I've been here at least a dozen times in my life, so I should know it well, and yet I come around corners and I'm still surprised by views like this. Look how incredible this is, guys. Just to be able to come to some place that has a ton of waterfalls like this in one gorge, 1.5 mile hike, is phenomenal. It's a great opportunity as a landscape photographer. And you know, a lot of times I get on Instagram and I get on 500px and I get jealous of all these guys shooting in the big mountains out west or on the coast of Acadia National Park. And all these guys who, you know, call those places home, because I want to be shooting the big, broad, wide scenes like that. But my God, am I blessed to have all these waterfalls right near my home, because there are at least a dozen more parks with this many waterfalls within 2 hours of my house. It is beautiful, and I really need to stop taking it for granted and get out here and take more photos. I just want to show you this beautiful scene I found. I don't know that it's gonna make a good photo, but I'm sure gonna try. Because look at these beautiful leaves floating on the water right in front of this gorgeous waterfall scene. I think I'm gonna try to use these as foreground and maybe even this as a leading line in the edge of the frame. And we'll see what I can get. Alright guys, like always, thanks for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe. If you have any questions, let me know. And have a great day.